There it is.
What up, what up?
Buddy?
Hey.
Yeah. Back at it. Talking tokens on a Tuesday. John is
Another
on
week.
time. It's the first for the month.
That's not true.
You're not
on the first couple ones.
I said for the month of June. You're
All
not.
right.
For the month.
Hopefully we have no technology issues this time around. Maybe you can use it. You're still using your Transformer phone?
I am, but I got headphones now, so hopefully that fixes the problem.
Okay, maybe that's
Nice.
maybe that's the cause. Maybe that's the cause. Okay.
Maybe.
All right. That's John. Mike, how are you doing?
Everything's good on my end. In the pipe, 5x5.
All right. That's great. Over here, enjoying life.
Oh,
Father's Day is coming up. Big
That's
weekend for the father group. So we'll see how that rocks and rolls. See if maybe Bitcoin can give Daddy a little gift.
Definitely
Yeah,
down
one
there.
can hope. One can hope.
It's actually doing.
Seems like, yeah.
It feels like
been
it's
on the
coming
mend.
back. I feel like we've hit our bottom. We're smoothing out. We're rocking.
You think
and rolling.
so?
I feel like I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah. Well, what's it at right now? I haven't really been paying attention to the charts. Let's just kind of jump into.
I'm glad
into
you
performance.
asked, John. I'm glad you asked. Here,
What's it looking like?
The chart. So
Is that the week chart?
So
Is that for the week or is that?
this is a 4-hour chart right now.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Each candle represents 4 hours.
right. I mean, obviously, there's a little recap coming back, zooming out. A couple weeks ago, April 14th, we were $65,000. Had a couple of little FUD instances where things just fell off the moon and basically came all the way down here to our low point, which I think was saying basically 30,000. I think it like touched 29 on some exchanges.
Okay.
It was this low point right here, and we
Pretty much 30 was the bottom.
Yeah, I mean 30. You want to call it 30 for all intents and purposes, but pretty much, had a couple lower highs and higher lows. This symmetrical triangle that everyone's kind of been tracking. You can see in these two lines, kind of turned into this descending channel here. These two lines, and most recently we broke out and
All right.
kind of had this nice little momentum. I mean, if you look back from the 8th, it's been nothing but kind of going upward. So I'm kind of looking at this little mini channel right here.
Like
the target for the
bull
ascending
flag.
triangle breakout was actually about 47,000, which is up here, like from a technical side. I don't know if it's going to go just straight there. I think it's going to chop around a little bit, but I mean, right now looking pretty good.
Okay.
I'd say this red box here is kind of like where most of the resistance has been, like throughout this last, month, really. So a lot of people were saying like this is the double bottom, which is a good bullish sign right here at this level.
Yep. You can kind of see like a bigger W somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at like it could be a W pattern here.
Yep.
It could be like, maybe a bigger W pattern there. So there's a lot of bullish ways to look at this, but right now it feels like the Bears have kind of lost momentum, and I feel pretty solid about it. Then they're also looking at the overall, like, Mike, what's the chart? I'll never remember the word. Oh geez.
Which for the EMAs?
For
the EMAs?
Yeah.
The EMA ribbons?
No. The chart, the Wyclef, or the Wyckoff chart.
Wyckoff distribution. Yeah. So the Wyckoff accumulation chart.
Right. So that one, if you're looking at that one, there's different phases, but basically it ends up looking like this, where it hits a couple different key levels, like this, and then boom. Next thing you know, it's back to where
it's almost like manipulation to a point where they brought the price back down to accumulate more, and then back off to the races we go. Right.
So that could end up being, by the end of the month, we're talking 50s again, and that would be awesome.
Let's see
Hopefully,
what the next Central American country to buy in.
Right. So yeah, well, I mean, we'll even get to the news, but so another chart I wanted to bring up real quick was the Bitcoin dominance. I mean, this was been very evident in the last couple weeks as the market's kind of recovered from this crazy dip. You can see Bitcoin dominance. This is Bitcoin versus everything else, really, from a market cap perspective. So back, at its high, it was clearly 69%, 70%, completely fell off. But it's been grinding its way back, which means it's recovering while the rest of the market isn't recovering as much.
Interesting.
So it's still under that 50%, but you can see if it's moving up faster and recovering faster than the rest of the market, it's growing its dominance. And so it's kind of like you notice these altcoins don't move as quickly as Bitcoin does at this point in time right now. It's kind of making its move and everything else is stagnant. So
yeah. Huh.
And you'll notice that if you've bought in any, if you're following any of the altcoins, they're kind of they moved a little bit the other day, but I mean, nothing crazy. There's been no 20% moves on Matic or, something like that.
Right. So they got a little bit of lag time.
Yeah. And I think it when these things drop, the king coin shows it's, where it's really at, where the market really trusts when shit hits the fan, people trust Bitcoin at the end of the day, and they see they're moving, they're selling their altcoin profits and putting it into
to
Bitcoin.
move it into
such a good opportunity.
The store of value. So
right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the hedge funds and institutions, they're all kind of pushing towards Bitcoin rather than all the old coins, Like the number one altcoin right now is probably Ethereum, and they're just sort of starting to look at that, Ethereum and Cardano and stuff like that.
Right. I think people are really, just selling their profits. They're like, all right, I had a good Bitcoin altcoin run, and but they'll come back. Everything's going to swing back into place. But
right, once Bitcoin gets back on its track, and then everything will kind of then follow suit. So then, yeah,
that's kind of the way I see it. So right now, I feel like we've hit our bottom. If you're expecting it to drop to 20, you'll probably be waiting for a long time. So
right.
Hopefully you didn't sell it all and you're waiting for,
Oh, man.
This could pop. I don't think it's going to go immediately back up to 60, but I think we are on the track of we've hit our bottom. People are seeing value. Time to start.
Right. Or if we end up going into those accumulation zones, then people will just continue to buy, and then that's going to kind of just.
I mean, even earlier today, I was like, oh crap, we're breaking this little trend here, this little candle right there. And I was like, oh no, it's happening. Getting nervous. And then it just immediately recovered and just kind of kept going. So there are buyers right now looking. And I think there was a chart. I don't know if I can find it on here, but there's a chart of the short sellers or the short positions on Bitcoin right now is off the charts. I mean, obviously, because it's extremely bearish for the short term. But I mean, it's an immense amount of short positions right now. So if you could do the squeeze will be, this could push it back very quickly. I mean, it could blast.
Right, well,
I don't know if I can do the short.
The market's so heavily leveraged. That's kind of what helped tank it in the first place.
Right. On the other side. Yeah.
Right.
But now I think it's short. It's leveraged the other way. And now we have an opportunity to really I don't know if there's a way to show it.
There's a lot of good publicity around Bitcoin at the moment. I think recently, there was an article that came out that said Jim Cramer was, positively speaking about Bitcoin. And
yeah,
who's that other lady, that financial lady, Susie Orman or whatever?
Yeah.
Was it Susie Orman? She said something about holding some Bitcoin as an investment.
I mean, that's good. That's more. It's Kramer, obviously. The average Joe Schmo who watches his show, they're probably oh, I probably should start.
Right. He talked about Ethereum also, so yeah. And then who's the other guy? Paul Tudor Jones. These are
the Fox News guy.
He's either I think he's just a billionaire or some investor guy, but yeah, I mean he was saying I'm putting 5% Bitcoin, 5% in gold, 5% in cash, and he was like 5% in like commodities, and then he was like the other 80%. He's like, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens to the market or something.
Right. There was a piece on Fox News also. I don't remember who it was. It was like Carlson Tucker. I can't remember, but one of those Fox News guys did an interview with Michael Saylor actually.
Oh, really?
And initially would have thought, oh, okay, you know what this is. He's going to be talking crap about Bitcoin or whatever. But then they brought on Michael Saylor. It's like, oh, wow, it's actually a pretty positive piece. And
Nice.
I forget who the person. I think it was like, I can't remember who it was. I don't want to like misspeak, but and then he revealed that he had some Bitcoin also, and he's been investing for a while. So those are all positive.
The Fox News host had it.
What's that?
You're saying the Fox News host?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Fox News guy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's good to see like mainstream people talking about it, and from going from invest nothing into it, it's like a laughable, it's not an asset now to it's an asset to okay, let's put 5% of our wealth into Bitcoin. So what if every millionaire is like, okay, well, I'm going to put 5% of my wealth into it. It's like, whoa, okay. Now the supply and demand is like, you're going to see these probably big leaps.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. And Elon Musk, they said, they said Tesla is going to start accepting Bitcoin again.
I mean, he quoted. I mean, I guess he said effectively he'll rethink about it once it becomes environmentally safe. Which,
right,
to me, I mean, yeah, he has clearly a motive now because Tesla is an energy company.
Yeah,
they make cars,
right.
but they also do batteries and solar.
Right.
So okay, how do you open up a new sector? Well, you sell batteries and solar power to Bitcoin miners, and then you accept it for your cars. It's like he's just basically being a businessman at this point and setting it up to sell a product.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe he's got other motives, but clearly that's like one of his motives is like, well, let's make it more efficient to support my stock people, but then it's also like a market sector for me. So, it sucks that I think his that was good news, at least positive news. It made it go the right direction.
Right, but it just shows
it's like
the polar sway he has.
Right.
Once again, good or bad, like it shouldn't matter what he says, but I mean that's the perception and is reality. So to some degree, and then
so
you gotta live or die by it.
Let's see what else we got here. John, did you see Shibu Inu is on Coinbase?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it's been on there. No,
I think it came on there as of now you can trade it on Coinbase.
Oh wow, okay.
Pro.
Pro.
So they just added it as of June 15th. I went up and looked on it, and you can't actually there's no data coming off of it. So I'm not sure if
so it's not available yet. It's probably not available yet.
It's listed as a market, but it doesn't show you any data. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but
it's because it's not available yet. When they first brought on Doge, it did the same thing. There was no data up until the first day where it was tradable, and then it started showing data.
Okay, so maybe it says trading will begin on 9 a.m. Pacific time. I thought I read the 15th, which is
today.
Yeah.
So that's
So I don't know. Maybe they're having
still loading.
Or something.
They're still downloading.
Still waiting for the update.
So I don't know. I guess that might have a good thing for you. Maybe you'll see a little spike there.
Dot also is on Coinbase Pro.
Solid.
It wasn't before Polkadot. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I think Polkadot you could only get on Kraken.
On Kraken. I remember John you talking about it, and then I was like, oh man, Kraken, you got to do the money transfer wire and stuff, and I was just like But apparently they're coming out. I thought they were coming out with a phone app or something that maybe compete with Coinbase. So I don't know if maybe they'll start opening up to ACH or credit card, debit card transactions.
Yeah, hopefully. No, that'll be pretty cool.
This says Shiba's up more than 31% in the last 24 hours, which
wow.
I don't think that's true.
Do you guys have any Shiba?
No. I guess that is the big jump that maybe it's talking about.
You got to get some Shiba.
John, check your pockets.
I know, John.
Heavier.
It's I'm pretty sure it's going to move some decimal points.
That
Not
was
like
30
immediately right now, but just like in the longer, semi-short, long term. Like I think it's going to move decimal points.
I mean, maybe now that's Coinbase, because before it was like,
It's so hard to get, or like, where do you go?
yeah, it was just
And
like
you have
it
to-
was spending all the money to get it or whatnot. And I'm just like, I'm sticking to what, my plan, but we'll see.
All right.
mean-
Well, I guess that confirms that. So
Yeah, that's looks like some nice gains. I mean, that's like the Coinbase effect. But Doge didn't really have any sort of jump from it. So
I mean, it did. I think it had like a 10% kind of thing when it first came on the market for Coinbase.
tomorrow is the contest where they're giving away the Doge. If
Oh,
you
the
had
300,000. Oh,
Yeah, if you had opted in to
I was gonna make
their
the
contest
John-
and bought or sold $100 by the 10th of June. So
Gotcha.
I forgot about our contest again. I totally.
oh yeah. All right, let's
Son
give
of
it
a-
away to a random
Mother-
watcher, whoever's watching right now.
We had a couple.
John will give you 1,000 Dogecoin.
I don't know if I still have any Dogecoins.
So we have one Facebook like, and it's one of my friends. So maybe he could be the winner.
Oh, there you go.
Right now, we'll give away $20 of John's Dogecoin.
I don't have any more Doge.
Tonight. All right, Shiba. We'll give you 20 Shiba.
Clearly, we're about to buy some. You have to have
Sweet.
a Doge wallet pre-set
If I
up.
win tomorrow, I'll be giving away some on the next show. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What
Fair
is
enough.
there any kind of short-term trades you're looking to do?
I've just been stack-a-lacking on Bitcoin
Stacking.
at the moment,
Alright.
man. Just real
Yep, I'm buying on Swan.
Swan
Force.
yep, Swan
mining.
Force.
What is Swan?
It's just a Bitcoin exchange. It's a Bitcoin only. They focus on auto buys, low fees, auto withdrawals. It kind of just tracks how much you spent, how much you're up or down, percentage wise.
I mean, it's just low. It's low.
Low
It's
fee.
reoccurring buys, stacking, and for really low fees. So there's
Okay.
no transfer fee to your wallet, and then it's really low fee to buy it. So it's like
Gotcha.
it's just a good way to accumulate Bitcoin. There's
Right.
no
So
like
if you just
there's
want to
no
buy
fancy stuff.
50,
It's just
yeah,
that. It's just buy
$50,
Bitcoin.
$100 a week and just set it, forget it.
Okay.
And
I
yeah,
have-
it's just
I have
stacking.
noticed once when we see these crazy price swings, just like
Uh-huh.
everything else, all the other sites they kind of go down, or like they
Oh,
have
yeah?
issues, or they just like say, "Hey, we're out of Bitcoin."
Uh-huh.
They have a good system of updating you on when those things are happening,
Right.
but
They're actually
Yeah.
buying it from you're not buying it from an exchange either. You're buying it from it's basically over the counter, like microtransactions. It's really what
Yeah.
it is.
they
So
have
they're buying
they
it
work
from a
with Prime
trust.
Trust,
Yep.
and then they like dispense it to you. So yeah.
And it's not like a place. I guess you could let them keep it, but there's no reason to. It's kind of custodial until like the money clears. But yeah, you're buying it like over the counter. You get a pretty good deal on it. It's not like the exchange. I mean, it's pretty close to what the like Trading View shows and Coinbase fees for. But anyway, yeah, I mean that's really been. I bought some. I got into. I'm staking Sol. I got some Sol finally. Selena.
Okay.
So I'm staking that on Exodus for like 10%, which is
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Is that the rate?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
10.
Holy
It's
crap.
like 10.6 or something right now.
Yeah,
10.6,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Holy shit.
I was like, heck
I,
yeah! I bought some of that and threw it over in Exodus and staking it on Exodus right there.
Okay.
Although the Exodus thing is like it's interesting. It's like, Mike, I don't know if you have Selena, but it's like the way you stake Cardano and the way you stake Selena look different in Exodus. I don't know why
Oh,
it's
really?
like that. Like Cardano, you just say I want to stake it.
Right.
And it
You just
kinda
hit the
like-
button and then it's
It
like,
just like kind of happens. Anything you put in
Yeah.
that wallet staked at that point, like you're earning interest on it.
Yeah.
You have to like specifically enter your Selena into this other little page on Exodus. Like it's weird.
Huh.
Huh. I mean, it's
Hey.
a different network. It's a different coin. So
I
maybe
guess
they
they
just have.
set it up a slightly different.
It's a slightly different.
Probably a bunch of back end different ways to make it integrate.
But I mean,
both I think are going to be good. Good choices in the long run. So, and if you can buy the stuff and then you're making passive income off it, that's legit. Like using BlockFi or Nexo, you're just getting compound interest on your crypto. So
yeah, that's cool. I didn't know it was 10%. I might have to pick up some.
Solana.
I've been meaning to. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting at like 40,
40,
35, 45
I think
right
anything
now.
under 40 is probably pretty good.
Let's check that out right here. Solana. There you go. So yeah, it kind of hit the nice little 45, and that's kind of it's like new resistance right now for sure.
Yeah, look back there at the top.
I mean, if you could have caught it down here at 19, just like 2 weeks
wow.
ago, like 2x'd in
like 2 weeks. Since then.
I mean, that's the same chart with everything, but
But
yeah,
I think I'll wait for a dip. I'll wait for a dip before I pick some up.
But it's definitely like approaching its all-time high. Like you're probably buying in at the top imagine getting it down here like Cardano right now, $1.25 or $1.50. And this is January 21.
Right. So
it's moved all the way up
6 months.
Here,
6 months. It went from $1 to 40,
which is just
wild.
Unreal. So ADA looking at the same thing, like it's done just as much damage from its fractional dollars, but maybe 6 months from now we're going to see this at 40, and then it's like holy shit.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's kind of my hope, but anyway.
I think there's going to be a pretty strong bull this summer.
There's going to be a what?
Pretty strong bull this summer. So I feel like a lot of these news articles that come out, I feel like there's this kind of a narrative like these elites are trying to put in place, right? It's like they plummet all the stock or the prices of all the cryptos so that more of their elite buddies can get in, or they can buy more of it, and then they're getting ready to set the stage to really pump it. That's really what they're setting up for.
Right, they bring it down, buy it, and then just manipulate the shit out of it with these other good things like, oh, by the way, we're setting up a new DeFi website doing some good news, some positive thing, and then they're making a shit ton of money. I mean, makes sense. But they do that with, I guess they can't really do that with stocks to some extent because that would be the SEC would step in. Which, did you see the news? The SEC is not looking to regulate cryptocurrency, or it's not on their current 2021
their current agenda. Yeah.
So they're not thinking about how to regulate it right now according to their formal plans. They're focusing their effort on regulating short selling or something like that, which I guess that's a problem.
Right, leverage. I guess that's trying to change
not
leverage
for cryptocurrency, but for the stock market.
Yeah.
So they're just not. The regulation won't happen this year. At least they're not.
It all came from meme stonks. I love these stonks.
Right. What's AMC? AMC's doing great. I mean,
it was at 60 today. Yeah, I'm still holding.
I think at some point it'll hit 100. I don't think it'll be that surprising.
I mean, it just broke this little triangle that I was watching. I bought in right here, and so now I'm profitable.
Adam, you're on the train. You're on the hot train.
I got a little bit in. You can see my little price target right here, and so it's still. It should go up to here at least for that first trade, I think. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm holding.
Hodling.
Yep. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's see what else we got here on the old list.
What else we got?
That's not what.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned this already. The Coinbase Pro.
Mike, you said ASUS launches a new card with Ether limiting, so they're trying to fight back on people buying the graphics cards specifically for mining because they're customers. Yeah, like we're trying to get a virtual machine at work right now for VR, and they can't even buy one because there's no cards available. So it's like,
Oh man.
I mean, that's
know,
pretty much it.
even,
Yeah. So it's like
even
they said
like
it was going to like
corporations
lower it
can't.
down.
Yeah,
Is
they
it
just
lower
can't
down
buy
to
Like, half the hash rate or something like that. So
I think it like tries to identify, when it does that certain algorithm, it realizes it and basically limits it. But I think people got a way around it, like firmware.
I'm sure there's some way to get around it. You could change the
And
driver
it's
or
the
something.
same thing. It's just like
Yeah.
you basically have to root your graphics card to get it back to
Yeah.
pre-limitation.
You just go around the stock like hard.
But maybe the average
firmware.
user wouldn't be able to do that.
Maybe not.
Is there just a huge shortage on them, or like what's going on?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
there's
I think
material
that-
shortages for the chips, and then
Okay.
there's shortages on like everything, like because of transportation, and then now everybody also is just trying to buy it to mine it. So yeah,
Right. I mean, there's the pandemic shortage, which is just a supply
Right, there's
chain
just
shortage, like,
demand.
in general, and then
Right, there's a
there was a
pandemic,
shortage
right.
before the pandemic for
there
just
was
because
that just
people were buying them.
exacerbated it, right? And
Right.
then now there's
What's the
like no
kink in the
raw
hose, though? Like,
materials.
What's
what?
actually missing though? Like, is it the material? Is it just not moving the raw
I think
materials to the
it's
factories?
like some of it's like precious metal, like for in like chips. I heard it was like chips, like so circuitry and chips.
So basically,
whoever's
all
making this
electronics
thing.
are at a shortage then.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's car manufacturers, like they can't produce the car because the chip
Right.
to run like the
Right,
climate
that's why the
control
used
isn't
car
there.
market is actually really high too. So like a lot of the cars' values are really high because people can't get the new cars to fill the supply.
Yeah.
I think like some of
I
the
figured that was
consumer
inflation. I mean, yeah, definitely all the used car prices have gone up for sure.
consumer prices like went up like 4% last month, which was like huge. And like there's some other index that I saw today that was like it went up like 8%, or it's like the highest it's been in a while. So it's just like things are, and companies are starting to pass on those increases to the customers. Usually they say it can fluctuate and they can kind of operate within that, and they just
Absorb
take
the
away
cost.
from their profits. But now they're like, hey, we can't, so we got to pass it on.
It's like Chipotle; they increased the prices of
Yeah.
their burritos, and they're
Yeah,
giving you
yep.
less.
Yeah, because they're like, well, we got to pay the people more, so
$15
you
an
get
hour.
yep.
Win some Dogecoins.
There you go. If he's got any, you either
got
get
what?
Dogecoin or Pocket Lint.
It'll
Yeah,
probably
we
be
get-
some Shiba.
There you go.
Fraction of a Shiba.
Another type of Doge.
Yeah, any kind of John's meme coins.
John's
All right,
meme
let's see
coins.
here.
All right.
We got Fox TV puts $100 million behind its NFT-driven blockchain experiment. New details are provided on the NFT project involving Rick and Morty. I don't watch that show.
Oh, you should. It's funny. It's like really funny.
And what are they going to do? They're going to sell an NFT called the Crapopolis.
Yeah, I mean, I think people who watch Rick and Morty, it could be interesting to them. But yeah, the NFT, they're kind of just making their own little platform thing, and Dan Harmon's kind of just a funny animator, and it'd be cool to have one of them possibly. But
did you see the like the Charlie bit my finger YouTube video?
Yeah, they moved it from YouTube to like an NFT now.
We might have talked about that one, and then the Doge meme. Like, I don't know how you just
right. They sold that for like $4 million.
Yeah, but how did they know that was like? I guess they just someone. It boggles my mind. It's like anybody can claim the picture, make the NFT, and then you sell it. But like, that's the original one. Like, I just took the picture offline, and like, I'm the first one to create it, so now I own it.
I guess if you just create that thing, maybe it's like a version of it, or that's why it seems like it could be pretty lucrative to like just start making random NFTs, and if there's people out there that like them, they're just going to pay you.
You just have to find something with a cult following, and then like without a copyright, and then make an NFT of it, and then you'll be like a millionaire. As long as it doesn't have a copyright, I think you'll be fine.
I mean, I feel like anything with like already with like a micro niche following probably already has like copyrights and stuff, you know.
Right. So like the YouTube video had a copyright because it was on YouTube, and
Right, but
those
what if
people
it's just
owned
like
it.
a clip? What if it's just a clip it of that video, of said video,
it's
or like a
just
Clip
picture
of
of
the
it?
video.
Yeah.
It's a phone
I don't know.
recording.
Well, because I've seen I've heard something about like NFTs where like sometimes they only exist on the blockchain because like the person is like hosting it, and then people have paid money for their NFTs, and then they go to look at it, and then it's gone because the person's not like hosting it anymore. So
Like
it's like,
hosting the image.
yeah, the image, like where it's like, so it's like photo buckets, like this does not exist anymore, and you're like, oh crap. So it's like, you know,
So so the NFT is like looking for an image online from a static source or something. It's not written into the
yeah,
blockchain.
I think there's two different types of them or something because people were like kind of getting upset because they paid all this money for it, and then it was like your image no longer
Doesn't
exists. And
show
it's
up.
like,
Well, that sucks.
That doesn't
yeah,
make sense.
I don't know. So yeah, I was just like, I'm gonna stay clear of these until I know kind of a little bit
You just
more.
have to find something that has like massive cult following. That's like, I mean, yeah. Why didn't we think of just taking the Dogecoin picture? Like, no one owns the Dogecoin picture. I guess the
Right,
guy.
like or like a GIF. Like, can people own GIFs? Like, you
I
just take
think
the
so. I think people are
Dogecoin
already
GIF.
doing
It's
it.
like,
Like like the girl that like
that
burns down
little,
the
yeah, it just
firehouse.
rolls
and,
by.
like, I think you can put anything out you want.
Well, I mean, yeah, I thought Adam, with your like, maybe some of your artistic abilities or the
I need to
girls
go.
or something.
I made those two NFTs. I painted them, and now I need to go put it up. But I never did it because it cost like $90 in Ether to put it up there. So I was like,
Right. Well, now it
nah.
should be much cheaper because
I know. Well, I should go
yeah.
look now and see if like it at the Oceans IO or whatever, and see if it's cheaper. I didn't want to do it for $90. I was like, shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's kind of high.
It's like
Because what are gas fees right
25 or
now?
something.
It's kind of high
Let's
for a
see,
random ass NFT. You know, if it's something that
Right,
you're
but what
pretty
if, but what
confident
if
that's
I
gonna
mean
become something.
$90 to like maybe you sell it for like 10 grand? I mean,
Someone's got to like really,
Yeah, if it's something you're confident about, but not if it's like some random thing.
yeah, some random thing that I just drew.
you never know. You just got to put it out there. There's people that probably have tons of money and they're like, you know what? I just want to buy something. And be like, hey, that looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna buy that because it's like a unique thing. It's non-fungible, so you can't. It's not. It's unique.
Yeah.
That's the appeal. People like that.
Yeah. Well, the other side of it is you got to go out and push it too. Especially if you're nobody.
Or you got to upload.
I don't think you do. I don't
the,
think you do. You go to that Oceans website and
you just upload it to the marketplace and people just browse them. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there's people out there that if they're whales and they're just like, that's a pretty cool bear. I want that for my daughter. Here, bought it. 5 grand. Okay, sure.
Ether.
And then Adam's like, whoa, I just made like $4,900.
Yeah, it might work. I mean, honestly, I've never bothered looking, so I don't know how many NFTs are actually out there. I mean, if it's like an ocean of them, like, what are really the chances?
Right, no, there are a lot, but how many people are out there? I mean, it's just like art, right? So I mean,
yeah,
I think it's easier because the medium is easy to transport, and it's it's just out there like for everybody to see. It's on the internet. Everybody has access to the internet.
I mean, there's definitely like saturation on this particular website. Like, there's just thousands. Like, what are the chances you get in front of them? But I was looking at some that had like, they were basically like almost free. So those people are just creating content, and the chances of you finding someone who likes your thing, I mean, maybe they just pick it up for half an Ether, and the next thing you know, it sells for 3 Ether, and then it's like,
right, where you get half an Ether and then it goes up, or it's like,
right. I don't know.
I wonder if there's NFT for like these JDM JDM tuner cars yet.
I think there are things like that. I've seen, like little comic cars.
Well, or that'd be cool if like you could get the Hot Wheel like edition, and then it comes with the NFT token, or like
just draw your own.
Could you have like something from like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, where it like shows them like drift in, or it's like you just have that one like section of it, or a skyline, right? Like a skyline revving, or like, and then that's like your little NFT. Like, oh, you want to see my NFT? Possibilities are endless.
I'll report back in. I'll look at it and see if there's if the prices have come down. I guess it's just based on Ether, but I'm sure it has come down. And see if I can get it back up there, and I'll let you know if I sell it. Mike, here you had another story. Obviously, we kind of touched on it. El Salvador, legal tender Bitcoin in El Salvador. This is just one of the first countries, of probably many that will make Bitcoin legalized, which is can only do good things for Bitcoin itself once governments start to accept it.
Yeah. I don't know if we really talked about El Salvador. I think we mentioned. I don't remember how far deep we got into it.
I don't think we got into it. I think we just briefly said someone said El Salvador earlier, and I was like,
we just kind of mentioned it, and then that was set it up because obviously that's one of the biggest stories, and you can see it's starting to ramp up as people are starting to use it. They make it this legal currency that to settle debts, public and private, and then how many people are going to start buying in, and then now all the other countries are going to be like, hey, I want to do that. Can this be a positive thing to help grow and be a hedge against these maybe governments and banking systems that are kind of rigged against this.
Yeah, countries like this that have their dollar or whatever they're using is just
El Salvador uses the US dollar. Yeah.
Do they have
they did that to help what?
Do they have another standard currency themselves though? I mean, they only use the dollar.
I don't think so. Yeah, probably sure they did at one time, but that's probably why they took on the dollar to help. And then now the dollar's going down, so they're like, all right, let's take on Bitcoin to help.
Yeah, so this is actually really big for El Salvador because I actually learned this recently. Majority of people in El Salvador don't even have a bank account, so they're all operating by U.S. cash anyways. And, I'm sure you guys noticed living here in Northern Virginia, there's a ton of people from El Salvador that, immigrated here. Reason being, the exchange rates. They make so much money doing these, what we consider as these low wage jobs.
Labor
they're actually
jobs.
They're actually making a lot, compared to what they were in El Salvador. Most of them do is they actually send the money back home. Right. But they have to use things they lose a shit ton of it, right? Through MoneyGram, through just, conversions. And I don't know what the actual process is, but they lose a huge portion of it.
So now they're going to take it, Bitcoin it.
Yep. And all those people could be their own banks. They'll have their own phones and they'll just, they can invest. They'll have, they can invest in other, compound interest bank accounts, or it's just cool. I mean, that's the whole point of the decentralization, the taking the power and giving it back to the people, because people think, oh, it's Bitcoin, it's only for the rich. No, it's not true. So it's the exact opposite.
Yeah. Imagine your next contractor accepting Bitcoin, doing some painting work.
Hey, can you paint my daughter's bedroom? Yeah, that'll be like 3 Bitcoin.
It's 3 million.
3 million.
3 million Satoshi. 3 million Satoshi.
And then also the side note here was they were talking about mining, so they're going to use the volcano's heat source, probably for steam generation, which is going to make power, which is going to do zero emission Bitcoin mining. So the government's getting in on just trying to get Bitcoin, and acquire it, obviously. So,
and they said if you're going to be an entrepreneur and you go down there and you have a certain amount, they'll give you permanent residency.
Yeah. They want to turn it into a cryptocurrency utopia. So I'll be kind of curious what El Salvador might look like 10 years from now. It could be like Dubai.
I mean, they definitely have to clean up a lot of the gang stuff. I don't know how much is still around. I mean, that's where MS-13 originated. And they got probably a lot of
but I mean,
violence and
this kind of development. This is kind of the thing that might spur some development.
Right. I mean, because it's beautiful, man. Live by a volcano and mine Bitcoin and go surfing or something. It's okay. Yeah. Look up. There's a project called Bitcoin Beach, which this is some guy went down there and he visited, and then he
Oh, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin Beach.
Bitcoin Beach. Apparently, that's like what this guy like set it up down there and was like showing these people how to use it. And the president of El Salvador actually mentioned it. How like
Bitcoin
that
Beach
was the
Town.
thing that showed them. Yeah, it showed them like how it's not just for like rich people, it's for like everybody, and it can the whole country forward. So
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Are they currently utilizing volcanoes right now for any kind of energy production?
I'm sure. I'm sure if he's talking about that, they're not going to just like develop a whole hydro, like
is
geothermal
like
dam just for
yeah.
Bitcoin. But I'm sure that they're going to redirect some of that. It's I don't know. Let me see. It says country is now focusing on Bitcoin mining using energy from volcanoes. So they probably already do it.
Right.
Okay.
And they're going to use that. They're going to make a concerted effort to start mining Bitcoin using that natural
wild.
power. So
yeah, because that's a lot of freaking heat. That's like unlimited heat almost.
yeah, I mean, it's not going away. It's just there. So if you can harness it, and now they have now it has cheap, renewable, clean energy. I mean, it's clean in the
right. I mean, so you're getting it for like you're getting it for free, and it's not polluting.
I mean, volcanoes pollute, but it's not like you can do anything about it.
Well,
it's polluting anyways.
Right.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying that's like
Mother Earth.
In the scheme of things, it's not. You're not creating extra.
Correct.
It's not human-made pollution.
Right. And it's not like it's erupting to where it's like it puts out more than all of human.
Well, even if it was erupting, they didn't do anything. Like it's
right. It's just there, right? Yeah. It's like okay, well, we're gonna get rid of all people because they emit CO2. No.
Right. So I mean, pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're actually trying to we're looking at like people, all the miners, the companies are flocking to Texas because of cheap power and a lot of natural gas. So like they have cheap power. It's very corporation friendly right now, and so like a lot of those people that are getting kicked out of China are going to Texas.
Are heading there, yeah,
as their new headquarters. Yeah, because China's. I mean, there's some place Providences in China getting the crypto.
They were shutting down, the miners in China in the
some
more
of those operations are
areas.
hacking up and dispersing around the world, but some of them are choosing to come to America and specifically Texas because cheap energy, multiple sources of energy.
Right, then, they were setting that one up on like a dam or something, like right on like a river. So it's like maybe doing hydropower.
Yep.
Yeah.
How else could you harness energy from a volcano other than steam generation? That's it, right?
I mean, yeah, pretty much steam turbines, geothermal type of.
Yeah, I mean, you're working with steam, right? Heat, right?
You're not sending like lava through a solar panel or something.
I feel like at some point we're gonna have some sort of technology where it's like it's almost like a solar panel. You just stick it in heat and like it'll harness the energy somehow. Just from the moving.
I mean, that's effectively what the steam is doing. It's harnessing,
it's transferring
the water, and then you turn it into mechanical energy, and then you turn that into electrical energy. But
right, kind of
we don't have. I mean, maybe there's like some hypothetical like lab experiment where they take heat directly to energy, but there's no like material that at scale that would do that for a power plant.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
good old steam engines.
There are some materials that like
steam pump
you can squish and it creates energy, but like they can't do that at scale. It's like very lab driven. Like it has to be like
perfect environment,
cryogenically frozen, and then then it works. So obviously, sticking some diode into a lava tube isn't. They're not.
I mean, you can get pretty creative with water. I mean, waterfalls and turbines and all that stuff. So
you could do a chimney out of the volcano and have
just a little wheel spinning, a little turbine.
Yeah, little wind turbine out of the chimney of the tornado.
It doesn't melt.
Right. What's the most efficient? Is it boiling the water? I would assume.
The most efficient compared to what? For a volcano or for energy in general?
I mean, I guess just volcano. I guess. I would
Yeah,
say
I
it's
mean,
boiling the water and then using
yeah,
that
they're gonna
steam
they're
to
gonna
spin a turbine.
they're gonna put it through a heat exchanger somehow
Yeah.
and use the heat. Probably not through the lava, but just the ground around the volcano is going to be hot. It's geothermal, so they're using that heat, sending water through that, coming back over here and boiling it off,
Yeah.
and then converting that to steam, send it through a turbine. Now you got power.
Yeah, that's how nuclear generators work on
Yeah,
aircraft
exactly. Yeah,
carriers.
same exact concept. It's just your heat source is your volcano.
Right.
So,
Different. Right.
Isn't it
as well.
funny? Isn't it funny how I came up with that idea like hundreds of years ago and still like the most efficient way using freaking steam?
steam, right? Yeah. I mean,
Nothing new under the sun.
keep it simple. Keep it simple. If it works, just keep rocking and rolling. I mean, they're close. I think China's close to like fusion. I think a lot of countries are close to fusion, but I think China's very close to fusion. So energy is not going to be a problem. Like probably the next like
I've seen more for batteries instead of lithium. Have you seen more of aluminum ion?
I heard something
more,
about that. Yeah,
more development because aluminum's more, just readily available, so it's easier to come hold of. So it's not as bad to mine.
But yeah, I mean, I guess just energy in general. The energy is not going to be an issue like in 20 years. Like once we get fusion, you have an unlimited amount of energy. There's nothing to worry about at that point. It's clean. It doesn't have any like byproduct, and it's unlimited.
I feel like when it comes to the business of energy, there's a lot of red tape and politics around it. So you think about it, like hydrogen is like probably the most abundant, thing out there, but yet we hardly use it.
Well, they use that for control. So whoever controls the energy controls everything, right? So it's like if you can limit what people can use, can and can't use, or then you kind of you control the narrative. You control how people, what they can do. You can limit what they can and can't do almost.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of people say the oil companies just stomp out all these alternative energy.
Right. They have like cars that run on water, cars that run on helium. Now we have more, like everybody thought, electric cars, and now we have Tesla, but now we have like all these other cars that are companies that are like, starting to do the same thing. I mean, you look at Ford even selling more like Mach, Mustang things, and then now the Ford Lightning. You have Volvo and Audi and GMC, right? Or like with the Hummer,
I think it was a Honda, or was it Toyota? It was Toyota. They came out with like some sort of, they have like the Japanese brand, the GR race brand they have in Japan. They came out with like a hydrogen powered Corolla GR race car. I was just
like emit like water vapor? Like that's like the exhaust.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the emissions is water.
Just like sweet. You can just like water and drink it or something.
Yeah, but yeah, I was thinking like, what does it take to turn our gasoline combustion engines into a hydrogen? Like, I don't think that much different. The only difference is the fuel delivery and I guess the computer programming, the air fuel ratio. I think that's it.
No, it's a completely different. It's not. It has nothing to do with internal combustion. It's almost like a battery in the sense where.
No, you're talking about hydrogen fuel cell. They're straight up burning hydrogen. Like it's internal combustion engine, but they're burning hydrogen, right? So all you do is literally replace the fuel, the gasoline.
Yeah, it's probably different, like compression or something, and then
it's just computer programming and the fuel delivery. I think that's it. That's pretty simple.
And what kind of spark do you need? Like, I mean, I guess like, is it like?
Yeah, they probably modify the spark.
Is it gas? Is it gas versus like diesel? Kind of. It's like.
Yeah, I think the way it combusts is probably a little bit different. Also, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's definitely not just water coming out on combustion of hydrogen. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But my point being, like, hydrogen is such an abundant gas. Like, why aren't we using that? It's so weird.
I guess you got to work backwards. You got to look at what do we have a lot of, and then work
a lot of
to use that.
Yeah.
Right.
You just happen to have like gasoline.
Well, because people have monopolies. People have, the stuff where they're comfortable. They're dug in, and they don't want to give up what the little they have, or it's like. who's going to
Well,
challenge them?
you have to do a hydrogen. It's like people, when I think of hydrogen, I'm like, okay, well, do I want a tank full of hydrogen? I'm thinking like of the Zeppelin. Like,
Yeah, you got to.
I mean, you're already driving around with this explosive fuel in your tank. So I guess what's the difference? It's a little different. I guess it's a little more explosive.
I mean,
guess,
one that's like, I guess, I mean, it's at least, yeah, I mean, it's pressurized, but I guess when you think of like a fire extinguisher, like something that's like a propane tank versus a gas tank, maybe you could like puncture one and then it'll like spill out and it'll be all right. But you puncture like a propane tank, is it just gonna?
And then you have to have distribution. So you have fuel everywhere, but you don't have hydrogen fuel everywhere. So then you have to have a whole network of distribution. Right. So like that's what Elon's. That's how he's succeeding because he's got the freaking super network.
He just made his own distribution. He made his own infrastructure.
Right. So like that's why that's just blown up because he figured out a way to like, oh, I'm going to build the gas stations and the gas and the
and then car. And the whole EV stuff is kind of catching on anyway. So then there's going to be other stations and like substations, and it's like, okay, well, is it proprietary to like charge here? Like, can you use these other stations to charge your car versus others?
Right. So I guess at the end of the day, we're talking about energy. Energy relates to Bitcoin. It's all kind of intertwined, and hopefully find a way to. Yeah, I mean, one thing we didn't talk about, Mike, was Taproot did get activated, which is kind of
yes, it did.
For Bitcoin.
It's going to be it's locked in and it's going to be activated come
at the end of the
November.
next, the end of the next difficulty cycle, I think is what it said, or what I read. But yeah, so I was reading into that.
It does every 2 weeks. But it's cool. Yeah, I mean, it gives it some more. I think the last time they did like any sort of upgrade was like 2017. It just gives it more chance to kind of compete with Ethereum and just in privacy and transaction speed and
I didn't know it, but it has like multi-signature transaction approval, so like we could both require signature to approve it. Like both our private keys have to be in there in order to send our Bitcoin together. Like we jointly own it.
Right, or
that's part of like there's like an algorithm called like Mattel or something like that. I saw that. Yeah, and I don't remember this. That's kind of cool. I got really confused. Like, how can they write all that stuff? That's where like the programming side of this just blows my brain out because like, how do they just add all that code into like the same Bitcoin transaction blockchain data that's there? And then like you send one transaction, but then like I don't know. It really starts getting confusing to me. I'm like, how do you control that?
There's no centralization where they can be like, okay, we're just going to like put Bitcoin on hold and we're going to upload this thing and see if it works and then like try it out and like kind of testing waters and like, no.
But there's like timing things in there that's like, Mike can sign it in a week. If I ask to request it, but Mike doesn't sign it for a week, then it goes anyway. But if Mike signs it, he needs to put in a special secret code on top of it, and then he can override me not signing it as a multi-signature.
What is that? Can you explain it? I don't really know what it is.
Like, I'm just saying there's these things inside of Bitcoin, all like the metadata, like you've heard like Bitcoin, like SegWit, and like there's different types of chains inside of Bitcoin, but specifically there's metadata on the back of Bitcoin transactions.
Programmable money, pretty much, where like Lightning Chain is like a smaller side parachain where you scan like a QR code and you can like kind of load up all these smaller transactions and then you just transmit that to the Bitcoin network and it does them all at like one time. So then you're not paying
Lightning
a whole
network
bunch.
Is like all the offline transactions get grouped and then you do one big transaction at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's supposed to be good for like
there's
the
things
merchants
inside of Bitcoin like multi-signature where
right.
John, you all three of us own Bitcoin, one Bitcoin account, but you have a private key, I have a private key, Mike has a private key, and all of us have to approve it and send in our transactional private key in order for that Bitcoin to leave the address.
Right. It's like you're signing a transaction, so then we would all 2 of 3 or 3 of 3, whatever the protocol
Like
is.
whatever parameters you set up, you could say time. It has like time frames. It has like multi-signatures. It has like rules that you have to do it, or I can override it with like the secret code if you died.
And
I had
think
like
yeah, privacy too. So it's it's a little bit more anonymous, not as easy to trace maybe, but and I think you can also send like multiple wallets in one transaction too. So it's
yeah.
Okay.
It is cool on the backside of it, like underneath all the I bought something with this. Like there's a lot of deeper down programming that's happening in the background that like you're not really seeing, and I don't fully understand it all yet. But
yeah,
clearly,
I mean, there's a lot. I'm not a developer or like code writer, so
right. So, but yeah, Taproot was locked in.
yeah, seems like it's just going to be something positive. Yeah.
Other mining updates. I'm still mining Litecoin solo. It's like day 9, I think.
Sweet. What's the feedback been?
0 big goose egg. Big.
No
Let
blocks.
me see.
So what's your power? What's your power bill at?
Yeah, the power. I think. Yeah, like my total spent here. I'll tell you. I'll give you the facts here. Let me see. It's been 10 days Litecoin solo mining, 18 days Bitcoin solo mining. Total power consumed between the miners along those days has been $131 for 0 revenue. But I'm also tracking the potential cost of not mining in a pool, because I could be mining in the pool for a certain guaranteed revenue or almost guaranteed revenue daily.
Right. Well, it's just it's like lost. What would you be making right now?
So
right,
I would have plus the cost of power plus what I would have received so far in Bitcoin mining from a pool, I'm at like $250.
Okay.
So not a huge investment so far that I'm like missing out on, but I told myself I'd do it for the month of June, and if I don't hit, I'm going to cut it off. But
does the value of it fluctuate depending on, I guess, the value of Litecoin?
Yeah.
Because right now it's at 50. Okay, yeah. So I mean, right now it's at 50% of the value, and once it gets back up to its normal value, it's gonna kind of keep climbing up anyways. So.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Does what fluctuate? Because
I guess what you're getting back in return.
No, I mean if I hit the block, it's 12.5 Litecoin.
Yeah,
whatever
12.5 regardless, right? But
it's not like you don't get USD; you get the coin. So I get 12.5 Litecoin. If it doubles a year from now and I held it, then I still have
minus 1% of whatever.
Well, that's sweet because Litecoin's gonna be pretty friggin'
right. So I get the coin at the time of the reward if the block hits. I get the Bitcoin at the time of the reward, and you get the Bitcoin.
Right now, Bitcoin is 6.2, and it was like 250K. So that'd be a nice one to hit.
I figure as long as Bitcoin's down like it is right now, I might as well let the Bitcoin miner run solo. Although I was thinking, Mike, like you're still getting the same equivalent Bitcoin. It's like there is the argument that like if you know it's going back up, like you're still getting the same thing a month.
If anything, you're getting more lower because you're getting more. Yeah.
No, I don't think you're getting more. I think it's almost like you just can't pay attention to it. But anyway, I'm gonna let them run till the end of June. I'm hoping. So nothing yet.
Well, I mean, it hasn't even been your full like 14 to 17 days. So
right. I was expecting my average is like 17 days. I hit a Litecoin block. Like historically, every 17 days, I would have hit at least one Litecoin block. So once I hit 17, I'll start getting sweaty. A little sweat, a little nervous. But it's technically, as long as I don't go over $2,000, I can still come out profitable until I hit that. So like, because it'll be about $2,000 when I get it at current Litecoin prices. So I could go up to about that cost and power and not worry, but if you go over that, then obviously you just wasted $2,000 doing nothing. So. But that's the risk.
There's some fun in it, but yeah, it's always fun to win, to have some of that good outcome.
The month of June cost is going to be no more than like $300. So if I just do the cost,
I mean, it's like going to it's like a night at like Atlantic City, or like it's like a cheap night at Atlantic City.
Yeah, and I figured if I just buy Bitcoin like on the side outside of mining, like literally just buy the Bitcoin that I would have been mining anyway on the side, like I'm not missing out on my Bitcoin stacking. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a gamble, but we'll see how it works out. So far, a bunch of prices wrong. Bitch.
I wouldn't see it as like a gamble or anything. I would see it as just running a trial. You're experimenting.
Yeah, I mean, literally, we've hit those blocks. If we were to have been doing it, we would have been talking a different story. So at any moment, luck could. It's the lottery luck.
Is it just a matter of time before you hit one, or?
I mean, it's not guaranteed. It's just your machine has to find the block.
Yeah, it's like whatever your hash rate is compared to the network difficulty or the network hash rate gives you.
Which right now is ideal. Right now is ideal for 2021 because everyone, when the prices go down, people turn off their miners. So my proportional amount of hash rate compared to the overall hash rate is the best it's been.
Okay.
Since October last year, basically.
Gotcha.
So this is probably the best time to try and do a solo mine when everything's down. Because the hash rate's down.
Do you know, I guess, if there's any like real metrics or like what are the actual odds, even though it's like 50% better right now?
Yeah, you could do the math. Like literally, if you look up the current Bitcoin hash rate, like we could look at it here. If you go to like Bitcoin hash rate.
What is it, like 135 petahash or like ectohash?
Yeah, so total hash rate right now, you can see this is the Bitcoin over time. So like right now it's super down. It's at 132 million terahash, which is whatever that number is. And
yeah, it's like ecto or petahash or something like that. It's like some crazy name.
Times 1,000. Right, so I don't know what the number is, but it's a big ass number. So if I'm doing 23 terahash. I guess it's 23 divided by, you can just get rid of the tera, and 23 divided by 132 million.
Okay.
23 divided by 130.
It's going to be like 0.00000000000.
Right, 0.1742 to the e to the 8. So like a super tiny for all. It's like 1/1,000,000th of a chance, basically.
Oh shit.
So it's like super low chances for Bitcoin. Litecoin's different and they have their own hash rate, but you could tell, I mean, comparatively, like
it's pretty much Bitcoin's like winning the lottery, but I mean it's possible.
Yeah, with one machine and the global competition, like it would be like winning the lottery effectively. But my machine, technically, according to my machine, hit a block like 2-3 weeks ago.
Right. Wow. So which is like,
if I was doing it,
right? Because you could hit a block in the first month, you could hit a block in a year. I mean, if you ran your machine for a year and you paid $3,000, and then you hit a block and you got $250K. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You'd be like,
I don't know if Litecoin has the same hash rate. I don't know if there's the same website for like Litecoin.
I mean, their hash rate, their blocks go every 2.5 minutes rather than 10 minutes. So there's
John, that hash is every 10 minutes. So like it's 1 in a trillion every 10 minutes.
Huh.
Right.
So
it's supposed to be. It's like it's set.
It's not
a variance.
That's the average, and then they change the difficulty. So like that's how it works. They poll for a certain period of time, and then Bitcoin automatically adjusts its difficulty of the hash number function
To make the
to
block.
make it closer to 10 minutes.
Right.
It might be
Right.
shorter than 10 minutes because there's more hash, or they'll make it easier because there's less hash, and it adjusts itself automatically over the time period.
Well,
So
remember,
like
when we
Litecoin
had
right
the,
now. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, when we had the Chinese like coal power plant fires, we
Uh-huh.
lost like a quarter of the hash rate, but then the difficulty was so high, and it was taking like 30 minutes to like an hour to solve the blocks. Just so it's like, and then we had to wait that.
I
like,
mean, this
2
is that dump right there. That's that Chinese dump when everything fell
Right.
off. But we're
That
there
was.
now,
Yep.
even just based on the market conditions. So like,
Yeah, well, because they shut them down. The first one was like, yeah, the explosions and stuff, and then the second one is like them telling them to shut down, and then it probably further got worse because the price drops, and then people are like just turning off the machine. So usually
yeah,
high hash rate, high price.
Litecoin's at 320 terahash, so much lower than Bitcoin, and I'm doing 1.4 terahash. So I'm only 1.4 out of 320. Right?
Those are big numbers.
Oh no, I mean 1.4 divided by 320. That's 0.004. I mean, compared to 1/trillionth of a chance, I'm only 4,000th of a chance, I think, on Litecoin. So it's much more common. And I have more Litecoin miners, but like just my proportion of the Litecoin hash rate is much bigger than comparatively to Bitcoin. So
Yeah, I just wonder if there's like some sort of calculator you can use that would tell you like what your odds are like per month or something, or like per half year or whatever.
I think
Right?
I
give
think
it more realistic numbers. You know?
yeah, like I think it's like a ridiculous chance on Bitcoin as a small outfit without a huge amount of terahash.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not talking like a megawatt sort of outfit, you know.
I mean, you're looking at the big boys. Like I was looking at it earlier today. There's like some of the Bitcoin they blocked like 487 Bitcoin block rewards in like the first quarter of 2021. So like some of those big pools that have, you know, an equihash of pool data, like they're hitting 480. I mean, just imagine how lucrative that is. Like crazy.
Right.
So yeah. Anyway, we're up against our time here, so we will save it for the rest of the night. We still have one live viewer right now, so thank you for staying with us till the end of the video.
Yeah.
Please like the video. Please give us a thumbs up on Facebook to win John's Dogecoin. We'll let you get the full weeks in of your likes. Hit share, support the channel, the algorithm, make some noise.
Make noise.
And until then,
we appreciate watching.
Let Bitcoin pump.
Here comes the money.
All right, y'all.
Adios, amigos.
Peace.
Peace.